The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Jesus summoned the crowd again and said to them, "Hear me, all of you, and understand. Nothing that enters one from the outside can defile a person, but the things that come out from within are what defile." When he got home away from the crowd, his disciples questioned him about the parable. He said to them, "Are even you likewise without understanding? Do you not realize that everything that goes into a person from outside cannot defile, since it enters not the heart but the stomach and passes out into the latrine? Thus Jesus declared all foods clean. But what comes out of the man, that is what defiles him. From within the man, from his heart, come evil thoughts, unchastity, theft, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, licentiousness, envy, blasphemy, arrogance, folly. All these evils come from within, and they defile." The Gospel of the Lord. There was a story of two priests walking together under the rain, just like in the last few days. It was raining so hard that there were lots of puddles of water blocking the way. And the two priests saw a young woman wearing beautiful clothes as if she is going to a wedding on the other side of the road, trying to find her way to cross the street. With the rain and the flooding water, there was no way that she could cross over without getting her dress wet. So one of the two priests ran over and talked to the young woman, and he carried the young woman in his arms, going through the puddles of water. The young woman then thanked the priest, and then they went their own way. However, the other priest was not happy at all. As they were walking, he angrily said to his friend that as priests, they shouldn't be touching women because they are supposed to live a celibate and chaste life. The other priest turned around and said, "I have done good deed, and I didn't remember anything about that young woman. I left her on the side of the road. But you still hold on to that young woman until now." Jesus reminds us today very clearly that nothing from the outside could make us sin, but it is what is from the inside, what is from our own heart and soul and mind that would lead us to sin. A young woman could make a priest sin if he didn't keep her in his mind. But for the priest who continued to keep her in his mind and let her occupy his mind over other important things, he became angry and jealous without even being aware of it. In the context of the gospel today, which is the follow-up from yesterday, Jesus was talking about the laws of Levi in the Old Testament, about clean and unclean food, as well as the ritual of washing hands before eating. In Jesus' view, God did not create anything unclean or sinful. Even Adam and Eve in the beginning were both very good in God's eyes. However, it is from our minds and hearts that we misuse God's creations and God's gifts for the wrong purpose. It is from within ourselves that we transform good things into bad. That is why all the rules and laws that we find in the Bible, as well as all the laws of the church today, if we understand them as guidelines, they would help us to grow and to be good. But if we look at them as a way to criticize or to use them against others in order to humiliate or to harm them, we would sin without even being aware of it. So let us purify our hearts and minds with the true teaching of Jesus, that is, the teaching of love and mercy, so that we could avoid temptations to criticize and to judge others, to glorify our own selves. May God, who has begun a good work in us, also bring it to fruitful completion. Amen.